Hello, album enjoyers. Just a quick message at the top to say, basically, this episode was originally supposed to be covering Bright Eyes with the wonderful Chris Thorburn, but unfortunately, there was a bit of a balls up at the studio. We don't have the original audio for that anymore. Same goes for next week's episode, which was recorded, which was the lovely Josh Pugh. We have backup audio for those, but they're just not the quality that we'd like to put out for you guys. So what we've done is instead we have unlocked our very first Patreon episode. This is from a few months ago when we launched the Patreon. It's me and Chris talking about Robbie Williams. It's a fantastic episode. I'm really glad even that we get to put it out to the general public. Next week we are going to put out both of the episodes that we recorded with the backup audio and just get them out both in a oneer. If you can handle the slightly decreased audio quality, then they'll both be there for you. If, however, it's too much for our audiophile listeners, of which there are a few, I know, then it's just 1 week of irregularity. With apologies to patrons who have already heard this, we will make it up to you in another way. The episode's really great for the public if you've not heard it before. I hope you enjoy it. Enjoy the episode. Peace and love in the new millennium. Hello and welcome to the Enjoy an Album podcast. It is this is a Patreon special.
This is the first ever Patreon exclusive episode of Enjoy an Album. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for being ultimate Enjoy an Album ultra, in being the first to subscribe, and join. And this is your bonus episode to get things rollicking and rolling. And coming up in just a few days' time with the next Patreon exclusive. From that point onwards, every 2 weeks, you get a new secret, sexy, special.
It's not a secret.
Well,
exclusive.
Exclusive.
It's not a secret. Tell people if you want.
I'll keep it a secret. Just don't tell anybody. We want as few Patreons as possible.
I don't want any.
A lot of comedy podcasts are trying to get as many Patreons as possible.
Fools.
We're trying to keep it down to one.
Foolish.
We can get it.
Plans.
We're going to post, and as it reduces week on week, we're going to do a countdown, like just 3 people left to get rid of those two.
No. To celebrate the advent of the Enjoy an Album Ultra, I've got Liam a present.
Wow.
And he's going to be enjoying an album.
Oh my God.
Found this in the bop shop.
It's upside down.
It's upside down.
That's very sweet. So this is ambient music for airports by Brian Eno, who we've not covered yet, or their Roxy Music. He was in Roxy Music, wasn't he, Brian Eno?
He was in Roxy Music, and he produced Talking Heads and Coldplay and U2.
I've listened to Another Green World a lot by Brian Eno. I've never listened to music for airports, but I am a big fan. I spoke to, in a podcast that never saw the light of day, I interviewed Carl Donnelly about his favourite things, favourite album, favourite film, favourite TV show.
This was his favourite record?
And his favourite record was Apollo by Brian Eno.
Oh.
So he's into his...
We need to get Carl Donnelly. I mean, he's like my godhead.
He's your godhead?
I worship him.
Oh, really?
We had simultaneous baths once. Different bathrooms.
You probably had simultaneous baths more than once, if you think about it.
No, I don't have a lot of baths.
But maybe. Think about, who do you think the most famous person is who you've had a bath at the same time as?
John Cena.
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
He's on a different time schedule to you. Come on, he's in America.
Times when I do have them, though.
Do you really?
Yeah. Skunk gets me.
How often do you... A skunk gets you late at night when you're picking through the bins?
Picking through the rubble of my life.
I don't really like a bath.
I'm a shower man. But,
I like a bath bomb. If I'm having a bath.
Let's talking about ways of washing ourselves. Let's start talking about the Patreon experience.
Well, yes.
You get 2 free episodes a week.
They know what they've signed up.
Yeah,
we don't have to pitch it to them.
Shit, so
yeah, you guys are here, right? And we're
You're here
thanking
for the bath chat and I've ruined it.
Yeah, we're going to be... the one thing I will say is we're going to be maybe asking our patrons to vote on which albums we should cover.
One thing I want to do is the Patreon exclusive series. I feel like Liam loves Radiohead so much and I love Metallica so much and we both love the Smiths.
Yep.
And we want to talk about Talking Heads and Bob Dylan and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do in-depth series. I want to do
deep pan dives.
Deep pan pizza dives.
Yes.
Into these artists. I'm not even talking just 4. I used to think 4. And I'm like, can you really sum up Radiohead in 4 albums, or would you need 6?
Oh my God.
Would you
Do
need 8?
you, the Patreon listeners, want to listen to 8 weeks in a row about the same person? Probably not. So maybe we won't do that.
But listen, you need to get deep down into it.
You need to get deep, bury
Deeper
your
than a
head
deep
into the
down pizza.
ass of Tom York.
I could genuinely do every Metallica album. I could speak for an hour. At
Have a
least
big
about all of them.
sniff. Smell his butt.
Tommy.
This is Robbie Williams. We hope you enjoy it. We enjoyed listening to it and
I
talking to
double
each
banged
other.
a hot coffee and a cold eyebrow.
He's gone mad. He's gone insane. And thank you guys for being you, and for being our Patreon original ultras.
Original Ultras.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Guys, you've been listening. You know the deal. It's stuff to shave your balls with, and it works. They've been long-term sponsor of the pod. We've both used the products regularly. Our downstairs bits are in tip-top condition because of... and you can get 20% off with the album code... With the code album20 even.
Album 20 code gives you a discount, and you can get grooming products that are cut-free technology.
Yes.
I just... Honestly, I don't even look at my cock and balls when I'm shaving them. I just take the... What's it called? The lawnmower?
Yes, the lawnmower. I actually put a blindfold on to test the...
I'm like one of those samurais who's so fucking in touch with like the force that they don't even need to see to have a samurai fight. They just take the lawnmower.
Yeah,
they don't. I do.
It's that.
I just go at it, man.
You know
And
that
I've
scene
never
in
bled out my
Star
cock
Wars
less.
when they put the blindfold on Luke and there's the little ball like flying around him and he knows where it is. That's what I'm like with Chris's balls.
That's what we'll do each other, and it's fine to do that, and it's not weird. And
Fine, not at all.
it's just two platonic friends shaving each other's balls with
Yeah.
Manscaped, and you don't need somebody like that in your life. You know, you can do it yourself, and
But it's
and
nice if you do.
It's nice if you do.
Album 20, get on it. Thanks so much.
You're listening to Enjoy an Album, the podcast where 2 comedians listen to some of the greatest albums of all time.
The triumphant artwork suggests Robbie's at his most cocksure on his eclectic 4th album. There's certainly irresistible swagger to Kids, a salacious dance rock duet with Kylie Minogue, and the post-punk meets house thump of Rock DJ. However, this is also another Robbie album that benefits from introspection. He's a tender country troubadour on Lover's Apology. If It's Hurting You and Bruised But Spirited on John Lennon-inspired ballad Better Man and Supreme's disco rock. It is Robbie Williams.
Yes, man.
You've been wanting to cover Robbie for a while. He's not on the much derided Rolling Stones top 500 albums of all time.
Due to the America-centric
Yep.
top 500 greatest albums list of all time, a lot of noted, spectacular British artists who never made it over there.
I mean, Robbie did make it over there as well.
Robbie did not make it over there as on the level that he made it here.
Well, sure.
He's... I found this out last night. More #1 singles than anybody ever. Last year, he beat...
More than Lad Baby.
More than Lad Baby.
What?
He beat Elvis last year
Really?
as a solo artist.
About time.
The Beatles have had more British #1s than anyone, but he beat Elvis last year with his new record, 25.
Wow. I mean,
He's not done that in America.
He's a big deal, certainly.
He is Britain as far as I'm concerned.
You're a big Robbie head.
Turns out, yeah.
Have you? I mean, I think we spoke about him before in the podcast, and you were quite, you were like bigging him up then. So you as a young man,
It was in the Manu Chao episode.
Yes.
Long time ultras will remember the Manu Chao Clandestino
and
episode.
people will obviously not need any explanation for the Manu Chao Robbie Williams connection.
No.
South American sort of back papa.
It was Papa Rappa the Back Papa, of course. It was because Robbie, with the help of Lily Allen, Nepo Baby Extremo, they covered Bongo Bong.
Oh yeah, I did a bongo.
Pilamonte,
I did a bongo.
Bonnie Blair.
Yes.
Julie Monsieur, gonna dare.
Robbie does like singing in a sort of faux, like not English voice sometimes for fun, doesn't he?
It's called Spanish.
No, but he's done it in a few different records, is what I mean. It's not always Spanish.
Well, what other ones?
Well, he's adopted. He sort of has a bit of a twang, a bit of a Jamaican twang when some of his hip hop stuff.
Has it? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. He's got the patois.
Yeah.
The rhythms.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying that. Hey, I think Robbie, you do your rhythms.
Yes.
Go with it. Never, I'm just pointing out.
I can't wait to get into the hip hop inspired nature of this record and some of the great raps and stuff.
So were you into this? Did you have this album when it first came out?
I think the question you're looking for is, have you ever heard of Robbie Williams?
No.
I don't know if I had this album in the house. I do remember the CD being in shops, and I remember it being in the window of HMV for sure. But these singles of this record,
Unbelievable.
the soundtrack to my single digit life.
Yeah, for sure.
7 when this came out.
I'm a little bit older than you as well, so I was kind of on the Robbie train. I don't think I ever had his CDs though, if I'm being really honest with you. I maybe would have had Angels because everybody had it, and I maybe would have had.
Angel,
and you know what? I remember definitely listening to Now That's What I Call insert number here.
Yes.
With Millennium.
Come and have a go if you think you are hard enough. Millennium. Why was that never a Bond soundtrack?
I mean, Robbie's never done a Bond, does he?
No.
He must have been
That
asked at some
record
point.
is kind of stylized as if it's a classic. The video for
The
that
video,
record,
he's
yeah.
dressed up as a James Bond, so maybe that was his audition for a James Bond anthem. I mean, he's kind of due. I mean, you're telling me he had a record that was number 1 last year, but he's due this. There is due a bit of a Robbie resurgence, though. Like I can imagine Robbie. Yeah.
He got into a bit of bother with some anti-vax stuff recently.
Oh, really?
He's a bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Well, look, he's a working class lad.
Nothing wrong with that.
A working class lad, surrounded by Hollywood bloody you know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I was a bit young for the Take That side of Robbie.
I remember the difficult conversation my mum and dad had to have with me when I said, I love this Robbie Williams guy. And they said, oh, he used to be in a band. And I said, huh? And they said, he was in Take That. And I was like, never heard of those guys. Turns out he was in a big band called Take That.
Yeah.
And they had to have that conversation with me to say people were crying and people were committing suicide when Take That broke up.
Were they?
That's what they said to me.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Quite dark thing to say to your child.
It's kind of a weird, unnecessary lie to say to a little... But
They
it does
love to
explain
lie.
a lot about why you are the way you are.
Yeah, why would I kill myself all the time?
No, I remember Jerry leaving the Spice Girls, and that being big drama. A few years later,
yes.
I don't really remember Robbie leaving Take That.
Apparently it was a big fucking deal. He was the bad boy.
Yeah.
I watched the Dairy Girls episode where they go and see Take That in Belfast. You seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
You never seen Dairy Girls?
I have seen the first series. Is it the first series?
It's in the second series, but it's
Yeah.
spicy, very good sitcom.
Yeah. I did enjoy it. I just don't like watching comedy at home because I see enough of it and it just makes me mad.
Right, but there's a difference between world-class sitcom and...
No, but watching world-class sitcoms or anything just makes me mad.
Why?
Because I just look at everything I've done and go, I should have done something
You
good
should be
by now.
Dairy Girls.
I should have done something good by now, and I haven't. So no,
You
I'm
did this. You did a Patreon exclusive Robbie Williams podcast.
Yeah,
Wearing your wee little Nintendo t-shirt.
This is it's a Fiorentina 98 away top. This is our Dairy Girls, I guess.
This is our Dairy Girls, man. You know?
Well, look, I mean, I expect big things from the Patreon, and maybe one day I'll be able to watch a comedy show without feeling deep regret or
you wrote any
jealousy.
script?
No.
Shut up then.
No.
How are they going to get made?
Well, that's what makes me mad. I sit and I watch it and I go, God, I should be doing something like this, but then I don't. I go and play fucking Vampire Survivors. Great game.
I've heard it's really good. I've not played it yet. So you were saying that he's a bit of a working class lad. Should we get right into it?
I mean, if If you're ready.
Secret Paul Show, secret Paul Show. You do it fast and it feels like no show. Got no money, you got those bros. Secret Paul Show.
As this is the first Patreon episode, I'm wanting to ask our Patreon subscribers who have a bit more of our ear than the usual listeners.
Sure.
What they make of the new and improved Secret Paul Show jingle, or if they have any other suggestions.
People don't like change, but it is necessary for the artist. As Robbie proved when he followed up Sing When You're Winning with Swing When You're Winning. This is my Swing When You're Winning.
Some people killed themselves when Chris changed the jingle to Secret Paul Show.
You know, they did.
Look, as I say, he's probably a working class lad. Stoke-on-Trent. His mum and dad were...
You ever been to Stoke-on-Trent? Can I say that?
Have I been to Stoke? I feel like I have. I went to every away game with West Ham for 3 seasons, and I feel like one of them was Stoke away, but it was often like we were bundled into the back of a car, then we went to the game, and then we came home. So some of them are a bit blurry.
It's just the stadium.
I can't really remember Stoke, so maybe I didn't make that one. I think I would... Like most of them, I have a good knowledge whether or not I did, so I don't think I did. But it's... I mean, Stoke, they're the Potters, because it's big ceramics
Transphobic.
history. Yes, because... the Mighty Turfs. Come on, you Turfs! Yeah.
Come on, you Turfs! Terrible.
Yeah, the big ceramics history. So my wife has been to see, when she first arrived in the UK, it was like, that's a thing people do when they're backpacking, they'll visit the UK. She's got to go see a proper British football game. Proper game of football.
She went to Stoke-on-Trent?
She was visiting a friend who lived in Liverpool. So she went to see Everton versus Stoke. So she says that Stoke are sort of her team because she's a Potter.
Oh, yeah.
They're the Potters. She's seen them.
Yeah.
She's never seen my team, West Ham.
So great that the UK used to make stuff, you know. Like
We used to make stuff in this country.
Manchester.
Now
know,
all we produced is fucking world-famous turfs.
Turfs and podcasts.
The turf industry in this country
We are punching way above our weight.
is booming.
Yeah.
Is a booming.
Guardian writers.
Yes.
Harry
Graham
Potter
Linehan.
writer.
Although he is an Irish man, so I guess
He's
can't
British
really
now.
claim he's...
You write the pilot episode for the sitcom Motherhood and you become British, put it that way.
Did he?
Did indeed. They don't like to talk about it, I'll tell you that much.
I fucking bet.
Just the pilot.
I used to love Father Ted so much. And there was a
It's
part
still
of me,
good.
when they announced the Father Ted musical, I was like, oh God, that's going to be so good. And
Ardal O'Hanlon isn't a turf.
well, they've all abandoned
Yeah.
the project.
Yeah.
Because Graham Linehan's so fucking mental.
But you used to have all these places in the UK where people would make stuff like Manchester would make
Cotton and Guns.
cotton and guns and
And
you
bedding.
know, yeah.
Do you know that that's what they call, in Australia,
Manchester.
they call bedding Manchester.
Because it's from here. Because it's from there.
Well, it arrived in boxes marked Manchester. And they were like, oh, that must be what this is called.
Famously stupid people.
Yeah, fucking yeah. Fucking yeah.
I don't assume that my HelloFresh box is full of this way up. Because I'm not a moron.
So, Robbie Williams.
I've been to Stoke-on-Trent.
Is that what you asked me? So you
Yes.
can tell me your Stoke-on-Trent story?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
doing a gig there and it was so depressing.
Can you do it on a rainy night on Stoke?
Turns out, yes.
That's the famous phrase.
So can Pat Cahill. He was there.
Right.
Me and
Smashed it.
Pat.
Yeah.
And then Nick Doody, I think.
Did he?
He did. And he did that thing. And it was so depressing there that Roscoe was gigging 2 towns over. And I said, Roscoe, can you come to Stoke and get me and drive me home?
And did he?
Yeah. And we bought cigarettes at a little corner shop. And when we came out, this little boy went, don't go up there, you get banged out.
Don't go out there, you'll get banged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, don't go up there, you get banged out. And
It was a pretty rough part of the world. It was our Stoke.
this wee boy on a bike was warning us. If we go up that way, we'll get banged out. You just got banged out by your sinuses, man.
Let's. Can we write down the time of me sneezing, please?
And
Right, to
then
cut that. I don't want to.
Boost the volume of that section.
Also, nobody killed themselves over tape that.
Thank you.
Are you calling my mum and dad a liar? Fuck you, man.
Yeah, so
People threaten to kill themselves.
Robbie Williams' parents were publicans. They had a red line. Do you have red lines in Scotland?
Only in like safari parks and shit. Like Highland
Come on.
Wildlife Park, the other line.
The red line is like a chain of
like
pubs.
a scream pub?
It's a bit more. So Scream Pub is kind of aimed at like studenty types, isn't it? Red Line is. It's kind of. You don't see them as much anymore because they've kind of swallowed up the Weatherspoons crowd has sort of swallowed them up.
Right.
They were kind of a Weatherspoons when you could afford, you know, a pint of beer and didn't have to go to Weatherspoons because it was so cheap.
So it was a level above Weatherspoons?
Just slightly.
Okay, cool.
It's just like, but people at Red Lions wouldn't have been snooty about Weatherspoons. They probably would have gone there because it's a bit cheaper. Oh, it's quid cheaper. We'll go down here, you know. But so you don't see them anymore. Many days these days. You don't see them many days these days.
You don't see many days these days. The Red Lions.
That was until his dad became the licensee of Port Vale Football Club.
The licensee?
Yes.
Now you're wearing a little t-shirt, little football t-shirt.
I'm wearing my football shirt.
Can you explain to me what a licensee of a football club is?
No.
What do you think it is?
He holds the license. I think it's probably in the same way that someone who has a bar license for, you have to.
What is a football license though? The license to play football?
Well, no, he doesn't play football.
Oh, because he was a pub guy. He done the booze for it.
Maybe that makes sense. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. We're figuring it out together.
I'm actually very clever.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I can figure stuff out.
Port Vale are not a very big club.
No.
They're sort of. I think they get about 5,000 fans a week.
I watched a documentary last night called "Some Mothers Do Have 'Em" about Robbie Williams, named after the classic British sitcom chat today.
Frank Spencer.
Frank Spencer.
Betty!
Betty! And he doesn't ever say that in the documentary, but he narrates it. And
Frank Spencer.
yeah. Oh, Robbie! Ooh. Great sitcom, by the way. Great documentary.
Did all his own stunts, Frank Spencer.
Yeah, he was the Jackie Chan of his day. I would love to see Frank Spencer get in a fight and he steps in a bucket and then like spins about and the bucket hits the henchman's head and gets a window shuts in his fingers and he's like, "Oh, Betty! Oh, that was an ouchie! Oh, police cop 3!" So they went to Port Vale, Robbie and the crew and stuff, and they meet his dad. Do you know what else his dad did? Stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yes.
That's where Robbie Williams gets his bloody charm and his patter from.
Let me entertain
And his manic
you.
depression.
Wow.
Well, this I was going to say, we normally do a sort of what did you know about Robbie Williams, and I've made a note of "Let Me Entertain You" used to be the walk-on music at Jongleurs, which I did for about a year before they crumbled.
People used to slag that off. I think it's a great walk-on for a comedy club.
No, but they would play it for so long, ding, 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 like for so long, and the lights would be spinning. But you were in, like, it would work if it was a nice theatre, but you were in, like, a Pulse nightclub in Portsmouth.
Prism.
Yeah, to, like, 20 stags. But not even, like, rowdy, just looking bored.
Yeah, depressing gigs.
Let me entertain you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Liam Withell. Boo! You fucking reggae! Come on, you turfs.
Come on, you turfs, indeed. Yeah.
Indeed?
Not that I agree with them, but like...
Sounds like you do. His dad was a stand-up comedian. Was there much, like, was there any
They
clips of
show
him
a
doing?
clip of him.
Was he any good?
So one of his jokes was like, nowadays, people get married. And they're not married anymore. Used to be, get married. And people go to war. They come back, they're still married. Nowadays, get married. Next week, not married anymore. The crowd's loving it.
It's a good bit.
They're like...
It's a good bit.
So a married couple got out a long time, and the husband, very smelly feet. The wife, very smelly breath. Comes to the wedding night and about to consummate. Go up to hotel and husband takes off his shoes, takes off his socks. The socks fucking run away. Now here's a song.
What was the... I don't understand. What was the relevance of her smelly breath?
I think there was another bit where...
Right, you've messed up the joke.
Yeah, I think there's another punchline. I didn't understand. And I have an understanding of comedy routines.
Yeah, somewhat.
And I couldn't even reverse engineer how it made sense. So his socks ran off. The crowd loved that. And then she said to him, "Oh, your socks have run away." And I think they ran away to get away from her breath, maybe.
Right, okay.
Very surreal.
You went into the routine with such confidence.
I love the start.
And it's crumbled as you've forgotten.
He's got smelly breath. She's got smelly feet. Let's see what's gonna happen. It's like celebrity deathmatch, man. Smelly breath versus smelly feet.
Smelly feet versus smelly breath.
But his dad, he was one of those comedians who would go to workers' clubs and like sing a song, and he says that he's interviewing his dad, and this is before this record came out, so it was when he was doing the record before this, that had Let Me Entertain You on it, and he's been to rehab, he's a year out for rehab, and he's sitting with his dad in a kind of dark club, and he's like, I used to watch you do your thing, because he was born in the pub, and then his mum and dad broke up, and he was
born in a pub.
Yeah, born in the Red Lion.
Was he?
Yeah, in the top room.
Wow.
And he says to his dad, he's like, "Why do you perform?" And his dad's obviously like, "Oh, that's my job, that's what I do." And he's like, trying to be a bit more deep about it, but his dad's not having it. And he says, "Well, I used to watch you perform, and it wasn't so much I wanted to do what you do, it's that I seen everybody else paying attention to you. And I thought, I want to do that." And I think that kind of like that kind of traditional British showmanship comes across when you see him do live shows like Cologne in 2001, and he's doing wee bits and stuff.
Oh, live in Nebworth. One of the biggest concerts this country's ever seen.
3 nights at Nebworth.
125,000 people a night.
Yeah.
And then the way he's like fucking strutting and doing silly moves, and then he does a bit of a Matty Healy at one point.
Suck someone's thumb.
He brings
Suck someone's dick.
big Matty Healy update since we dropped the episode. He's been up to his old tricks again.
Yeah, right.
He sucked a woman's thumb in the front row.
Yeah. Nobody knows where that thumb's been.
Yeah, well, I do.
Up her bum.
You do too, apparently.
That was purely speculation.
So there's a bit. Robbie is purely speculation. Please, Matt Healy's
the name
lawyers,
of our new podcast.
leave us alone. There's a bit in Live at Nebworth where halfway through a song, Robbie brings a woman on stage, and then he's singing whilst hugging her, and then she puts her hand on his bottom, and the crowd are like, "Oh my God, she's touching Robbie's bum," and then he grabs her tit, and she's like, "Yeah," and then they snog, and then she goes away to the point where I'm looking at him going, "Is this an actress? Is this Monica and bloody Bruce Springsteen again?" It's not Monica.
It's not
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox Arquette.
Sorry, not to...
Please don't denigrate the beautiful now ended marriage between David Arquette and Courtney Cox, as born on the set of Scream.
Well, hang on. Well, then surely now she is Courtney Cox.
No, but she's kept Arquette.
Right,
out of respect.
Sorry for the Arquette erasure.
Former WCW World Heavyweight Champion David Arquette.
What?
I won't go into it. We don't have time.
Huh? But those concerts, I mean...
I just want to say, by the way, when you're talking about him getting like... I think if you watch the video for Rock DJ, which I'm sure we'll get into very shortly, to my mind, one of the best music videos of all time.
Suck my thumb.
Put your finger up my bum and suck it. If you ask me. I know I did, but there is that kind of like, there's not 100 miles between a Robbie Williams live show circa 2001 versus a Chippendales performance. There's a degree of the Magic Mike.
100%. But the reason that Robbie gets away with it,
because they want him. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
Because it is with a bit of a wink and a smile, like, yeah, this is a bit bloody cheesy and stupid, isn't it? But hey, well, ladies love it. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I bet they do, you dirty old bastard.
Yes.
I always thought about Robbie. I would love to have gone on a lad's holiday with Robbie Williams. Can you imagine?
I tell you what,
18 years old, Zante, Robbie Williams. Imagine the capers you'd get up to.
I feel like everybody would want to fuck him and just leave me alone. No one would talk to me.
Yeah, but I can imagine he'd be a good wingman. You come with me, fella.
Yeah.
And you'd get up to all sorts of japes.
Hey up.
Yeah.
You know, he's
You'd
up
be
for
like-
York.
Yeah, flipping a Yorkshire pudding like a coin.
Hey up. Thanks, Robbie.
You're northern as well,
Yes.
man, in this fantasy.
So you think that me and Robbie were going on a lad's holiday when we were 18, but we didn't grow up next to each other?
yeah.
For that to happen, it
This-
would have to be from
No. This
Stoke.
is in a fantasy world,
where we went to school.
so anything can happen.
We were in the same class.
You've met on the plane on the way there. You're both going.
Where are you going, Robbie, man? Oh, I'm staying in your hotel room in Zante. Good.
See, it's a good fantasy.
yeah. Yeah.
But I think he probably would have gone a bit too far the lad's holiday, because he did have a pretty mad drink and drug habit.
You don't really go to Zante unless you have a mad drink and drug habit, do you?
I don't know. Lots of lads go there, don't they, to discover
Lots of
themselves?
lads have problems.
Sure.
Men's mental health.
Robbie has men's mental health, doesn't he?
Yes, he does have men's mental health.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel real love in the life that I still do.
Yeah, I
got too much
remember
life.
him coming across really well in Stephen Fry's documentary about bipolar disorder. And yeah, he went and spoke to Robbie about his history of addiction and mental health issues. And he's someone who he's spoken about it a lot in the last sort of 15 years. But I think that was one of the reasons he sort of ended up leaving Take That, was that he was like, woohoo, I'm 16, I'm gonna go fucking take coke and drink and fuck, and I want to write hip hop songs. And Gary Barlow's like, we do ballads and we don't pay tax. Leave us alone.
Yeah. To me, Robbie Williams and Gary Barlow are the yin and yang of British society.
They're the id and the super ego.
Yes.
It's the Libertines all over again.
It's Squidward and SpongeBob, if you ask me.
Well, no.
Gary Barlow is Squidward. Squidward doesn't pay taxis and the cash in hand work he does in the Krusty Krab.
You're right. You know what? When you're right, you're right.
But he does claim his fucking oboe lessons, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're fucking saying.
But I think no one summed up depression as well as Robbie Williams did when he said, I don't want to die, but I'm not keen on living either, on Escapology.
Yeah.
2002. That is a fucking... I honestly think you could take that song, slightly tweak the production, and it could be...
I think you should take it.
I think you should tiki it, like it's a tiki mask, and then tweak the production, and it could easily be like a Queens of the Stone Age ballad, honestly.
Yeah, we've spoken before as well. My friend, the poet Matt Abbott, is a big fan of Robbie Williams, and during the pandemic, Robbie Williams was doing an Instagram live, and Matt Abbott said, "Oh, I'm a poet, and I've always looked up to you." And Robbie went, "Oh, come on the chat," and then they did a live Instagram interview together where he
More
spoke
people should do those Instagram live interviews.
yeah, just bring on a random. But the thing is, though, you are opening yourself up to someone just flashing their dick, aren't you? But in Robbie's case, they'll probably be him.
But like, why do we not do Instagram lives and then just put each other's faces on it?
I don't think we have enough people to not make it embarrassing.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
it'd be nice for the 10 people who'd watch it.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have this for that.
Oh yeah, we already pay for a studio and stuff.
Yeah. We're engaging
Good
with
example.
big football fan. After his dad was the licensee of Port Vale. And
There's a beautiful bit in the documentary
Yep.
where there's a block of flats next to Port Vale FC, and he goes, "My only dream when I was a wee boy was to live in one of those flats, because then I could see every game."
Yeah. Well, I mean, West Ham's old ground, the bowling ground in Upton Park, used to have a block of flats that you could see over. It was a much bigger ground than Port Vale. They're more successful, but there were bigger flats.
Weird flex, but okay.
Not too flexible. West Ham are bigger than Port Vale. Thanks, Robbie. A loser. But you know what I like about Robbie, like in Port Vale? Port Vale are in Stoke, but Stoke is another team. They're called Stoke City FC. And if you live in Stoke, don't. If you live in Stoke, then That's who you support. Paul Farrell's like the loser team.
Yeah.
And Robbie's like, my team's my team.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
If you live in Stake, you may be Blade, the vampire hunter. He lives in Stake. This is a Stoke-on-Trent.
That brings us on to everyone's favourite feature, Dream Sleeves. We look at the art of the album art and we decide if it's a good or a fart. It's Dream Sleeves, everybody. Here's my hot take, all right? For audio listeners, I'm going to describe it to you. We have what looks like a picture of a football team celebrating a big win at a football stadium, all in their matching football jerseys. But pay closer attention, and you might just notice that every player is Robbie Williams.
How did they do that?
Magic, witchcraft.
Because his arm's over him, but he's him. It's like the thing where Lemmy photoshopped himself to like fuck himself, and then there's like versions of himself like looking at him.
Well, this is before
himself.
Photoshop, so I think he just had to run around really fast.
They nailed it at like slow exposure.
Yeah,
when you take a
I think
picture
it's
of the
the only way
sun.
you could do something like that. I think this is one of the best album covers we've done on this podcast.
I think it's one of the best album covers any human.
I think it's one of the best things anything has ever thinged.
Sing When You're Winning is one of the best. It's one of the best.
Yep, I agree.
But the album cover is great. I thought it was Rangers when I was a wee guy.
Because it's blue.
Red,
it was shot
white
at
and blue.
Stamford Bridge. Mm-hmm. So Sing When You're Winning. So do you know, like, I had to explain this phrase to my Australian wife earlier, who didn't really understand the concept of Sing When You're Winning. It's a football chant when you are, typically if you're an away fan, you're a bit more raucous than the prawn sandwich munching home fans. So when they score a goal and suddenly, hello.
Got some prawn sandwich munching sandwich fans.
It's not going to be Crystal an hour early, is it? 30. We'll see.
Shit, did I say the wrong time?
It's the postman.
What were we talking about there? Sing When You're Winning.
Yes.
The album.
Goddamn the delivery, man.
This is good. This is good bonus content for the Patreons.
Is that someone works here as well?
Huh?
Bonus content is that other people work here?
Yeah.
Obviously not. Sorry about that.
Nah, you're okay.
Yeah, I'll write down that.
So
I like it.
Sing When You're Winning typically is sang by the away fans towards the home fans.
Mm-hmm.
If you're drawing a game and then suddenly the home team scores a goal,
2-1 up.
and then that is what brings the home fans. They get animated and
How does it go?
Well, no, the home fans start singing like, "Yeah, we scored a goal," whatever their song is, and then the away fans
Come on,
like,
you turfs.
these guys only sing when they're winning. Sing when you're winning. You only sing when you're winning.
It's like a criticism. Fair
Yeah.
weather fans.
It's like we sing all the time, even when we're losing.
Yeah.
We sing. Yeah.
You only sing when you're winning. Because I was looking up like YouTube clips to Sing When You're Winning, and it was like the best football chants of all time. Bolton FC's home crowd singing "Sing When You're Winning."
The song is based on an old Cuban song called Guantanamera.
Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamera. Da-da-da, Guantanamera. And I listened to like some old Cuban band playing it.
Guantanamera.
Yeah.
You only Guantanamera.
It's cool. There's
It's
a rich history of football fans, delving into world music to celebrate their favourite players or ideas. West Ham had a player called Paolo Di Canio, who was Italian. So they sang some Italian opera. They go, Paolo Di Canio, Paolo Di Canio.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And I think they're all opera fans.
Yeah. It's just I just don't understand how did these come about. One guy who's quite a charismatic figure starts singing it and people join in.
Bit of a Robbie.
Bit of a Williams himself.
Bit of a Robbie in
Lads
the
Holiday and
stands.
Zante.
Yep.
I would love. I just think he's the type of guy. If you were on a lads' holiday with him, he would just stick a wee Lucozade outside your door, and you woke up in the morning with a hangover. You know.
No way. He's
Got you
too
these.
busy with the fucking ladies back in his room. You know
No
what
way,
Robbie's
man.
like, man.
They've slunk off. Not slunk off. That seems distasteful to say. They've disappeared.
Yep. They've ceased to exist. Their purpose has been fulfilled.
They've ceased to exist. Do you think Robbie's some kind of energy vampire?
Oh, fuck yeah.
It drains people.
Fucked my Robbie and then just dissolving, wasting away into dust.
Yeah, like
You've reached
sugar
a higher purpose.
Sugar in a cup of coffee.
Like sugar in too much coffee.
I just don't understand who goes like, okay, we all know the song Super Trooper by ABBA.
Yeah.
What if we change it to be about their manager?
Is that one that's happened?
No, I'm trying to think of an example. But
Okay,
I don't know
right,
anything
yeah.
about football. But I just don't understand. I would love to be the guy who sits down and goes, right, this week it's going
It's
to be.
much more organic than that, you know?
It can't be.
Like, if you go to an away game, you might hear every now and then someone try and do their own chant, okay? And whether or not it picks up, I mean, that is really down to the moment you choose, the funniness of the song,
Yeah.
you know, the like, just what's going on at the time, your own confidence in the ability, where you are in the match, all sorts of things. Robbie's a big football fan,
Yes.
so much so that he started his own football team in LA.
Really?
His team is Port Vale. He started Los Angeles Vale. Oh, yes.
What does veil mean, do you know?
No.
Corbin, what's happened to this TV, man? Go, sorry. What he said?
He started LA Vale FC, but then the football team, I couldn't find much information about why they disbanded. But all I found for sure is that the team was sleeping in his house,
What?
and the two of them swindled him out of £200,000.
Come on, lads.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
See, when you
You're
lose
already a big soccer player?
no, if you're playing for LA Vale, you're not a big soccer player.
Really?
Well, if it's a start-up football team, sure, it's by Robbie Williams, but, you know,
Were they not in
Major
the-
League Soccer is, I mean, especially even now, it's still bad.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I mean, these aren't the top dogs.
That's where, like, kind of past the sell-by-date English players go to kind of have an easy life for a while, isn't it?
They might go play for LA Galaxy or something, but not Robbie Williams sleeping in Robbie Williams' house team.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Netflix documentary about it though.
That's so class.
He's big into UFOs.
Well, that's what I was saying. He's like a conspiracy theorist
Yeah.
/ urban legend.
Him and John
Guy.
Ronson did a documentary about UFOs.
Yeah.
Robbie, my name's John
Robbie.
Ronson.
The voice is a lot softer than you might imagine based on the psychopath test.
I've got Robbie Williams here, and we're going to find out if there's UFOs in his back garden. But all I can see is a dug-up old football pitch, and I'm having to climb over all these young athletic men to get out there. And they're screaming about stealing £200,000 from him. There's a lot of questions about Robbie Williams' sexuality as well.
I found this YouTube comment. And it
YouTube
didn't.
comment of the week.
I do have a YouTube comment of the week, but this one didn't quite make it. But it was just about Robbie Williams going, Robbie Williams, a spectacular gay boy.
Spectacular gay boy. That's his new album.
Yeah. So I might go into my unhinged YouTube comment.
Is it related to
the week.
sexuality? Because I have a quote about that he said
go for
about
it, you go for
sexuality.
it.
He said, when asked about his sexuality, Robbie Williams said, I love musical theatre and a lot of the other things that are associated with gays. I am 49% homosexual and sometimes as far as 50%. However, that would imply that I enjoy having a particular sort of fun, which I don't. So, what does that mean?
I think he's saying he likes gay stuff, but he doesn't like actual anal sex or frotting or kissing men.
Is frotting number 2 on the list of, gay sexual acts? I guess so.
I've actually heard it's number 1. I've heard kind of
Well, that's
anal
where
sex
Robbie
is,
Williams get all his number 1s from.
I've heard anal sex has kind of went out of fashion in the gay community, and it's really more about just edging and jacking off in a kind of group scenario.
Right. if any of our Patreons can
Any gay
back-
legends out there want to back it up or deny that?
yeah.
Let's have a word.
Okay. Let's hear
Do you want to
your.
hear my own YouTube comment of the week?
Yes, please.
It's from the video of Robbie Williams, and this kind of made me love Robbie a lot when I saw this about a year ago. This kind of, in the metal community, this kind of came up, and it was footage of Robbie on the tour for this in Cologne with a bucket hat on and a hoodie.
Yep.
And he's covering Rolling by Limp Bizkit.
Really?
Hands up, hands down.
Yeah, yeah.
Back up. Tell me what you want to do now. Keep rolling. And his band is going off. And he's got two dancers in like little shorts. Very sexy ladies doing all the push in, push out shit, man. And you're like, this is phenomenal. Cologne is on fire. And there's all these beautiful Teutonic women on people's shoulders in the crowd going, rolling. You know? And he's reading the lyrics off.
Does he have a young French fan base? I mean, his fan base is mainly going to
Where do
be
you think
like...
Cologne is?
What?
Where do you think Cologne is?
Germany?
Yeah.
But just a separate question.
Okay.
Well, cut that out.
Nah, keep it. Keep the frotting and the mail delivery.
Well, the frotting wasn't going anyway. Don't worry about that. No danger.
That's what I've heard.
I saw a fantastic YouTube comment.
Oh, I didn't even get to my YouTube comment.
I wasn't wonderful gay boy.
No, that wasn't a direct quote. That was basically what he said. He said gay boy and he said like great guy.
Right.
Big gay boy.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that, basically. Stuff like that. So I watched the Robbie Williams cover of Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. And I do think that as much as this is a post Britpop record, you know, there is a swagger, an Oasis-esque swagger.
Oh, of course. Robbie Williams is all swagger.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best Britpop albums of all time.
Right.
To me, it's Different Class by Pulp, Sing When You're Winning by Robbie.
Really? Dogman
Oasis,
Star by Suede.
Yeah, that, whatever I'm listening to. But then 20 down, it's like Oasis. But for the YouTube commenter, Robbie Williams covering Limp Bizkit, a guy called Speedway Nut,
Oh my God, he's nuts about Speedway.
whose profile picture is a picture of the Joker.
Oh, wait a second. The Joker from the Batman?
There's something
Don't read
almost,
this. It's going to be unhinged.
something almost sinister about someone who finds crime funny.
What? Some sort of clown?
And Speedway Nut said, imagine The Undertaker coming out to this version. And I would love to see The Undertaker come out to a Robbie
He
Williams
is a
song.
sick clown coming up with things like that. That's unhinged, all right.
On his YouTube comment of the week.
My YouTube comment that I enjoyed was a comment on Rock DJ. So I guess we can start talking about the album as well.
Phenomenal
It's
music
a very
video.
Ian Jury inspired rock DJ. You know, when you think of reasons to be cheerful, the way that he sort of talk raps
Just to
his
be
way
cheerful.
through.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
Yeah, all that stuff. So Rock DJ was inspired by Ian Jury. The video, I remember the video, but I rewatched it and I was like, I just forgot how. First off, how naturally. I mean, Robbie Williams is so fucking charismatic, and he's so funny, and
Sexy.
yeah, yes.
I was nearly frotting myself.
Can one frot oneself? Frotting is
Tried.
a two-person activity.
Takes two to tango.
Takes two to frot.
Takes two for tango. You've been tangled.
So the video, Robbie is on stage, okay? He's at a roller disco. He's in the middle. There's all these sexy ladies skating around him, and there is a particularly
Little bitty
sexy
shirts.
DJ in the roof where they belong, okay? He's trying to catch the DJ's attention with his sexy cool dancing, okay? And it's
In a vest.
in a tight vest, sure, okay, but not in a gay way. And
50%, 49% gay. Spectacular gay boy.
the really funny thing about the video is Robbie's face every time he realizes that what he's doing isn't enough. He's going, what do you mean? I'm Robbie Williams, come on. And he's got that sort of self-aware silliness about him, which is how he can get away with being like, but I am a sexy man. Because he's like, smile and a wink.
He's so 5-dimensional.
So he slowly takes off his clothes until he's in pants that has a picture of a tiger over his
I wanted these pants so bad.
cock and balls.
Yeah, I still want the pants.
Well, we've got another sponsorship, so we can't.
Tiger Pants from Germany. The famous French company from Cologne.
Shut up. Anyway, great comment on here. Okay, the comment readed: I'd just like to say congratulations, Robbie. This video has been up for a decade and has a little over 500,000 in likes and not one single dislike. I mean, there are idiots out there that hit the dislike button on videos of people saving animals or grandmas that just beat cancer. 10 years. No dislikes. Congratulations. Great song, too. That comment was by Get Healthier With Me. How to get healthy with that guy.
I saw that comment in an early because he did his movie. I was terrified by this video growing up. Oh, we haven't even got to why it's scary yet. So he's standing in his little pants.
And then, well, he's still not getting sexy DJ ladies' attention. So then...
Takes his pants off?
Takes his pants off, and that's what scared you.
No,
Oh my God, the male physical form.
Very comfortable with it.
And then he starts to peel off his own muscles.
Yeah, his
and his
skin.
skin. And he's just like a fleshy body, like a...
He rips his arse cheeks off.
Yeah.
That was my favourite bit.
Yeah. Were you scared of it, or were you enjoying
Now
it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Back then, I used to have this weird thing. I was very scared of people's bodies being torn apart.
Right.
Like, there was this
I
place...
think that is quite scary, though.
But I had a phobia of it. Because, like, there was this PS1 demo disc.
Yeah.
Remember we used to get PlayStation Magazine? It would come with a demo disc and it'd have, like, 6 games in it. There was this one that came and it had a music video with it.
Yeah.
And it was like a kind of drum and bass song. But the music video was this guy whose, like, body was falling apart. And it terrified me. And I would scream if my dad put it on. And he loved to scare me, so he'd put it on all the time. This music video...
A lot of child abuse going on in your house.
Rock DJ.
Yeah.
Banned before 10 p.m.
Caused a lot of controversy.
He rips his flesh up. And then he's a skeleton by the end of it.
Yeah.
Very similar to the music. What's that Prodigy song?
And it turns out that the sexy DJ lady likes skeletons. So,
See the bit where he rips his skin off and he throws bits of his flesh at the girls and they're like covered in blood and like rubbing the Robbie meat. Oh my God.
speaking of music videos, do you remember the incredibly sexy music video Call on Me by Eric Prides? And it was all the sexy ladies in their gym gear and they're all like humping the air. Well, I remember a news story in which Robbie Williams just publicly said, see the lady in that video, the main girl, I think she's attractive. I'd like to go on a date with her. So then her agent got in touch with his agent and they went on a date.
That's what happened with Michael Caine.
What? I don't think so.
He saw his wife in a magazine. He went,
Right.
I want her.
Oh, okay.
I want her. How did you do his voice again?
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne. What magazines have you got here, Mr. Wayne?
Oh, I've been reading OK Magazine, Mr. Wayne, and I just wanted to know,
Take a break.
that lovely girl on page 7, do you have her details, Mr. Wayne? You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
You're always supposed to check off to women in magazines, not marry them, Michael. You clown.
Oh, no, he's such a sweetheart. He jacked off over a girl in a magazine and went, well, I suppose we have to get married now, Mr.
Well, I
Wayne.
suppose the nuptials are necessary.
I've spilled my seed, so therefore we must be together forever, Mr. Wayne.
There you go, Michael Caine and Robbie Williams. Something common there. They've both masturbated.
Working class lads.
Good working class lads.
Boys. This album also features one Kylie Minogue, who I've seen live.
Have you really?
Well,
Under what circumstances?
I went to see Nick Cave, and then he brought her out to sing
Where?
their duet at Field Day Festival in London.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing. He went, ladies and gentlemen, Kylie Minogue. And, you know, there was like 10,000 fucking Nick Cave goth girls there who lost their fucking shit for Kylie Minogue.
I would
Very
lose
cool.
my shit if Kylie Minogue came out.
Very cool. That whole concert was very funny because there was a girl next to me who clearly had never seen Nick Cave and was very excited. She was like shaking with excitement and she just bawled her eyes out for the entire concert. Very funny.
That's funny.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kylie Minogue. And then, yeah, everyone loves that shit.
What do you think? What's that song they do together? The Rose?
yeah.
Something about the Rose?
Yeah, call me the Wild Rose.
What do you
I
think's
think I've got
better?
that wrong. What do you think?
Kids featuring Kylie? Or Nick Cave featuring Kylie?
The thing is that the kids...
Just think about who you're talking to before you say this.
Yeah. The kids' duet, I feel like, doesn't take full advantage of it being a duet. You know, I like a duet with a little back and forth. Best duet of all time, of course. Islands in the Stream.
Islands in the stream.
Yes.
That is what we are. Come away with me.
We rely on each other. Wonderful.
From one love to
And that is what you should be really aiming for with a duet. Robbie Williams had a duet with Nicole Kidman. Also, I'm going to give it a boo-hoo because, again, I just don't feel like they...
Then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you.
Yeah.
Maybe if people like this one, we can go and do the Swing When You're Winning as well. I would like to do that. Swing When You're Winning, of course, bonus track, Somewhere Over the Sea, featured on the Finding Nemo soundtrack for all those filmos out there.
All the filmos, the filmos out there in listener land.
I just want to but I want to read the rap. That,
I've also got the rap written down in my notes.
Can I just say, this record got savaged critically when it came out. I'm talking 5 out of 10 NME, 5 out of 10 Spin Magazine. You know, really, people weren't nice to it because he was a pop star.
Yeah.
And I
Daring
think this
to do rap.
Daring to do a rap rock pop song with Kylie Minogue.
Yes.
Okay. I'm an honorary Okay. Shit, this is hard. Actually.
Wow.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah.
I'm an
Rapper's
honorary
delight.
Sean Connery, born 74. There's only one of me, single-handedly raising the economy. Ain't no chance of the record company dropping me. Press be asking, do I care for sodomy? I don't know. Yeah, probably. I've been looking for serial monogamy, not some bud that looks like Billy Connolly. But for now, I'm down for ornithology. Grab your binoculars. Come follow me. I like to drink it up, but never like to stink it.
Yeah. I'm looking for serial monogamy, not some bird that looks like Billy Connolly.
That is such a good line.
No, it's not.
How?
What women look like Billy Connolly?
Hairy ones. Old hairy ones.
He's just seen the rhyme. This time, this was like fucking Don't Live a Little, Live a Lotto Billy as well. This is Billy with a purple beard.
This is naked Billy Connolly running down the street with his arse out.
Yeah.
I don't...
Robbie Williams has been doing bloody plenty of that, mate.
Press be asking, do I care for sodomy? I don't know yet, probably.
Yeah, so I think
Frottage.
he kind of predates this allowing his sexuality to be questioned for the market without ever really
so
committing
much
to it.
depth to his character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm suggesting that he played up his homosexuality for record sales, but
No, I think he was the advent of, not the advent maybe, but definitely a vanguard of the movement, going away from the new lad movement of the 90s. You know, your David and Baddiel.
David and Baddiel.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, David and Baddiel
Yep.
played Wembley
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Two people.
Yeah.
That kind of lad stuff, you know, Nuts magazine.
Yeah.
You know, and this was going into Front magazine, you know. Goth girls.
Yep.
Being a wee bit gay.
Right.
Skincare. Vests.
Yeah, I don't know. This is because...
This is the new type of lad coming through.
But Nuts magazine, that was when I was a young man. So I think you chronologically...
I'm off.
Yeah. It's a little bit off.
This was the beginning of Nuts.
Yeah.
Away from what was page 3. I don't know.
Yeah, well, FHM. So this was... Yeah. I get what you're saying. This is...
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think you can say that Robbie Williams is moving away from
Post-lad. This is post-lad.
You can't say Robbie Williams is post-lad. He's dressed as a footballer on his fucking cover.
He's talking about...
We've spoken about how we'd like to call him a lad. I think he's a nice boy. I think if Lad Bible did a feature on him, they'd saying he's a good fella.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's respectful. Apart from when he grabbed that tit at Nebworth.
Supreme. Can't believe he does a song called, basically named after a John Coltrane song.
Is that Supreme has got the I Will Survive refrain in it as well.
Yeah.
Which reminded me of the Cake cover of that. You ever heard that?
No,
Do you like Cake?
never listened to them. Post rock.
They do a fantastic cover.
Post rock band.
No, they're more like they're kind of like a bit of a shitty 90s. They're like a bit like a James kind of band. But they have a really good cover of "I Will Survive," which this reminded me of because it's the same, I guess. But it's weird that comes in. And you're like, what the fuck? Why is there "I Will Survive" being
So
played?
many good samples in this. Rock DJ samples "Ecstasy When You Lay Down Next to Me" by Barry White. Also, "Can You Kick It" by A Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
What's the song that ends up in a mad drum and bass beat?
Yeah. Is that the first one? Let
Yeah.
Love Be Your Energy. Let love be your energy.
Have you seen the video to that?
No.
Man, the video is something special.
Why is it?
It's an animated video. Okay, you've got a sort of avatar superhero version of Robbie. He's just running. What's he running from? Running from life? Running from his demons? Okay, running from the press, probably. Right?
I don't
Running
know,
from his
probably.
screaming hordes of fans. He's just running, and every now and then he stops running to fuck a beautiful woman, and then he gets up and he runs again, and then he stops and he fucks, and then he runs again. So there's an X-rated version of it.
Let love be your energy.
Let love be your energy indeed. And you see nipples, just saying. If you want to see some animated nipples along animated Robbie Williams, then you're going to want to see this video.
Just before we do Tattoo Woohoo, I want to shout out to a song, Knutsford City Limits, which I'd never heard before. But there's an absolutely amazing line in it.
You've never heard of Nutfield City Limits?
This is Knutsford City Limits.
What's that?
It's a song on this album.
Oh,
And it's basically about, like, you
sure
know,
it is.
we've all had a New York minute, we've all been to LA and London and stuff, but I'm from Knutsford, which is a wee town, and it has a line in it. I think this could be an Arctic Monkeys lyric. He said, "And when the meter ran out on life, I used my tokens, baby."
And when the meter ran out on life.
And when the meter ran out on life, I used my tokens, baby.
Yeah.
Knutsford City Limits.
That is what they would call one of the early songs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sheffield State of Mind.
With two guys reviewing tattoos, we're gonna Google image searching and we'll choose if it's tattoo woo or tattoo boo. We're judging the ink, yeah, that's what we do. Full sleeve or face tats, big skull or wing badge. You pick the design, is it bad or just fine? Or dragon or a skull, pretentious or dull? You cannot hide, and we will decide if it's tattoo woo or tattoo boo. Yeah.
Robbie Williams does not have any tattoos.
No.
Oh,
If
he
you
does?
watch the Rock DJ episode,
Oh,
you
yes.
will see
I've seen Robbie's body more times than I care to admit. Okay,
frottage.
the boy is inked up to the
So I
max.
haven't showed you these.
I've not seen these apart from in my real personal life.
Let's get first tattoo up. Okay.
Let's describe it for the audio listener, please.
I forgot that I didn't know what this phrase means. Across his chest. Can you look up what his tattoo means? It says
It's a Latin phrase across his
Chassun à son goût.
or gout.
Gout. I don't think he has gout. He's a very healthy man.
Well, no, he's not. He's an unhealthy man.
How?
Well, he's abused his body with drinking drugs for years, and I'm pretty sure recently he had some health problems. He
that
realised
right?
that he had some sort of autoimmune disease or something.
What does it mean?
It means each to their own taste.
Oh my God. Is there anything better than this incredible pop star derided by the music press across the pond and before the pond?
Mm-hmm.
Pond the very pond.
In the pond.
Pondy pond.
Pond a replay.
Each to their own taste.
Each to
And
their
listen, he was in Take That and they wanted him to be a fucking shell. They wanted him to be a fucking, copy-paste balladeer. He said, no, I want to be the stadium-filling rap rock Elvis of the Midlands.
The thing is, his rap parts of his career
Class.
are the worst parts.
No.
His ballads are the best.
No.
How could you leave Take That and then write a song like Angels and then complain about ballads?
Sometimes you need to
Millennium is ballad.
lean into your criticism.
Yeah, but the hip. No one's remembering. No, I mean, even us calling him like a rap rock. Like no one's taking it seriously. Rude Box.
Kick it with your torso, boys getting high and the girls even more so. Wave your hands if you're
Yeah.
not with a man. Can I dig it? Yes, you can. I got love. You got funk. We got everybody.
So that's his less rappy. That's his like Ian Jury stuff.
Ian Jury was a rapper. Tattoo woohoo, tattoo boohoo, each to their own, across the chest in Latin.
Sorry, Latin on the chest is a boohoo. Come on.
It's a woohoo from me. Next tattoo. Okay, I got this. He tweeted this. I retweeted this as a hint, maybe, that we were going to be covering this record. Don't know if anybody caught that. Robbie Williams tweeted, this was on March 31st, 2016, days before the death of the person this tattoo's for. This is for Ronnie Corbett. Ronnie Corbett, you inspired me at a very young age. Thank you. You'll always be with me.
Wow.
And then he's got Ronnie Corbett's glasses and the other Ronnie Barker.
Yeah,
glasses.
the two Ronnies. I
The
think
two
they were
Ronnies.
referred to as.
Some people call them the two Ronnies, but archaeologists aren't sure.
And you used to have a joke about Ronnie Corbett as well.
I used to have a joke about Ronnie Corbett until the night he died. I tried it in Perth, in a gig that Bruce Fumi ran, and someone shouted out, "Too soon!" And it was he had died that day.
Yeah, and have you never done it since then?
No, I have, yeah. But
Yeah.
I haven't done it in like 5 years because I'm not a hack.
Yes.
Hack shit.
Hack loser.
I think neck tattoo for Ronnie Corbett on your neck when you're. I mean, it's a woohoo for me.
I like the tattoo. I like the idea. I don't like the placement.
Why?
I think it looks a bit weird on his neck. I think
It doesn't
anywhere
look
else will
weird.
be good. Oh, okay, right. That your opinion is different than mine. Clearly,
I
you
think it's great.
Oh, I think it isn't.
Fuck's sake.
But it's still a woohoo. But I'm just commenting.
No,
on
you're
the
not. You're not giving it a woohoo. You're saying it's bad.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I said
Boohoo
it's
for
a
you.
good tattoo. Footnote, but would be better if it was somewhere else.
We need to come up with something between a woohoo and a boohoo.
A
Then.
wee hee, a bee wee.
It's a tattoo.
Yeah, that sounds too good. It's a tattoo woo boo. A tattoo boo woo.
Tattoo hoo hoo.
So, yeah. Next,
No.
Next tattoo, please.
Okay. What do you think about this?
Okay, right. We've got an angry-looking lion with a tear, crying lion, and it says "Born to be mild."
That's class. Born to be mild.
And at the top it says,
He's a funny guy.
It says "Grant me serenity" at the top.
Yeah. What's that called? The Serenity Prayer?
The serenity
Is that an important part of the rehab process?
Yes, it's very important.
Yes, yeah.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, look, the serenity part of it, not fair enough, recovery tattoos, very important part of someone's recovery. The crying lion.
Class.
Woohoo. Are you serious? Why has it got elf's ears?
That's what lions
That's
have.
a bad tat.
It's not a good line, but it's a good tattoo.
If your friend walked in with that, if I walked in and I got a new tattoo and I showed you that black and white, poorly sketched lion, you go, Liam, what the fuck's happened to you?
But who are you?
I'm me.
Yeah.
So you think Robbie Williams can get away with this bad tattoo?
100%.
That's not what that's not what Woohoo Boohoo is really about, though, is it? Is it a good tattoo or not? We know it's a bad tattoo.
I love it. I'm going to give him a full woohoo. I give a woohoo to his entire body.
Born to be mild as well.
Very funny.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a bit.
If he's actually born to be wild, though, he's like cocaine, he's like fucking drinking, he's like big, he's an arena pop
It's a
star.
pretty basic joke. And the tattoo as well is like in a weird banner and it's like scribbled out. I think
I
that
wanted the weird banner on my rose, but the guy said it would be an extra 50 Canadian dollars.
the whole arm
I
is a
thought that
boohoo.
meant a lot. It's not.
When he ripped off his muscles during Rock DJ, he'd have been well advised to have not reattached this arm with its poor tattoos. Leave it open.
Liam, did you enjoy an album?
Are we there already? Yes, I guess we are. Listen, the album has got some great songs on it. If we're being honest, there's a couple filler tracks on here. There's a few songs on here that you're not going back to. I forgot the name of one of them.
You've forgotten That's for Sale Limits existed,
Exactly, okay?
even though it has that amazing line.
There's some good songs on here. but
Forever
there's-
Texas is cool, so country fried funk stomper. And I also, speaking of Arctic Monkeys, I believe that by all means necessary, has the same cinematic, psychedelic kiss-off vibe as the new Arctic Monkeys record.
For some reason, Better Man is on there twice, once in English, once in Spanish. Which, you hear it in Spanish, you're like, here's a guy in Stoke singing a guy from Stoke's trying to sing in a Spanish accent.
He has a house in LA.
Right, but it
Trying to
sounds
make angry Isaiah. I'm not good at it.
Listen, I've got a lot of love for Robbie. I think he's a good lad, done well. Okay, I'm proud of him. Right, he's written some of the best pop songs of the last 20 years, time and time again. He ain't no one-hit wonder. Every album he seems to come out, there's 2 or 3 canonized British pop songs. No,
This record's different.
no one else really. No, and this album does have that. This album has Rock DJ and Kids.
Kids, Let Love Be Your Energy.
Let's Love Be Not Be Your Energy.
That's a Stone permanent.
Right, but it's not a canonized pop song.
No.
Okay.
I
So,
think it might be. I get the vibe of it.
no, but the man in the street doesn't know that
Supreme
song.
was great as well.
Right. All I'm saying is Robbie is one of those acts that we've covered. I said covered. Okay. He's one of those acts that we've covered that in all honesty, he's more of a greatest hits man. He's not an album guy.
That's so wrong.
This
This is one of the best records of the 2000s. It's up there with Kid A.
no one really thinks that. And
I
no
think
one's
that I
taking you
prefer this to Radiohead.
sure, right? But
This is better than Radiohead.
no one believes that you think that.
I
really.
think that.
But no one believes
This
that.
is class.
It's a fun album. Are you going to listen to it regularly?
Yes. I have been listening to it regularly since the Manu Chao record.
I don't know about that.
This is the best Britpop. This is the second best Britpop record of all time.
It's a good.
This ended Britpop.
There's some good.
I actually found that a lot of Britpop was very reductive. And the kind of disco stuff on this record and the hip hop samples and the actual rapping, it really moved Britpop in a new direction, a post-racial direction. Less white, more sexy.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
I think it's fine.
This is the best record we've ever covered.
I think it's fine. I think you really know that it's fine as well. I think you're being a bit funny, and that's fine. It's a
I
comedy
walked down the
podcast.
street listening to this and I've got a spring in my step.
I enjoyed listening to it. Is that all we're asking? Then sure, I enjoyed it.
It's called Enjoy an Album, obviously, that's what we're asking.
But we're allowed to offer some critique, and there's some filler in here. If I'm being honest, I'm probably going to skip some songs on it.
I think you need to watch the documentary about him. It really changes the way you think about him, and he's an artist.
I do my own research. I don't watch documentaries from the lamestream media telling me
VH1.
What? Yeah, VH1.
Virgin Head 1. I would say, I love this record. Every week we had 2 songs from the playlist to the Enjoy an Album playlist, as updated by Mega Slippers and G Howlett.
Yeah, I'm going to add...
What are you going to stick on from this?
I think we're going to put on Rock DJ.
One of the best pop songs of all time.
Yeah. It's a good song. It's a great song. It's an amazing video. I love the endury aspects of it. And it's fun. It's flirty. It's free. It's great.
I'm going to stick on Supreme, the song right after Rock DJ. That was fantastic.
And we also put on a song inspired by our conversation. So going from your choice of Supreme, I'm going to put on I Will Survive by Cake.
It's cool. I'm going to put on the song sampled in Rock DJ. And I never heard this song before. And then today on the train through, I was like, I'll see what he was sampling. And Barry White, It's Ecstasy When You Lay Down Next to Me.
Nice.
A 6-minute funk sex.
Funk sex. Funk sex. Funk sex.
Yeah. And
That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
the intro's like boom dick, boom dick, boom dick, boom dick, boom dick, boom dick, boom.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
It's like sexy.
Who are we? It's the Patreon episode.
It's the Patreon episode.
So who's the next?
Next Patreon exclusive episode is going to be 1980s The Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. Liam's uncle's cousin.
Yeah, something like that.
Liam's dad's cousin.
Yeah.
It's in Iron Maiden. And hopefully we'll get the inside scoop.
Thank you very much, Patreon listeners. We hope you've enjoyed this first episode of the Patreon exclusives. And we thank you so much for your subscriptions. And we hope to see you in a few weeks' time for your next extra Patreon bonus ep.
Enjoy an album.